Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Hey, Stuart, how you doing? Good to see you. Can you hear me? How's the sound? Let me check it real quick. Okay, sound is perfect. Guess what I got? I got some coffee with a mug with an elk on it. Woo, it's not a moose. It is not a moose. It is an elk. See the elk? See the elk? Woo! That's enough. That's enough. How you doing? Good to see you. Awesome, thank you. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Susie B channel. It is 8:21 p.m. here in Arizona at the village. It's currently what is the temperature? Let's see if we can find the temperature. I know it was like in the 90s today, and I was like stuck inside. I was like, oh, so bummed. Got my hiking shoes on. Uh, I did get out and throw away the rubbish. I threw away the rubbish. And hey Google, what's the temperature? So it doesn't throw me off. Plus, the Wi-Fi has been really.
Currently in Camp Verde, it's 84 degrees.
84 degrees. Perfect time to go hiking. Let's go hiking in the dark. Woohoo! So yeah, it's gonna be 66 tonight, which is gonna be awesome. But yeah, if it's 84, I'll hike in that for sure. But 98 degrees, no, I am not hiking in that. I'm doing good. I'm doing good too. Thank you. So yeah, and I checked the humidity, and I think it said, "Hey Google, what's the humidity right now?" So I love Google. He just tells me everything.
The current humidity in Camp Verde is 39%.
39% humidity, so a lot more than I'm used to. It usually doesn't get above like 12-14% in Phoenix. So this is nice. I noticed that I kind of blow dried my hair the other day and tried to curl it a little bit. Not fancy curls, just kind of put some waves in there. And I stepped outside and everything went flat. I was like, yeah, darn you, humidity. It's like, darn you. Let me see. So Stuart popped in. He says hello. Sound is perfect. Thank you, Stuart. Kind of got a lodger. It's going to the vet when I wake up. What's a lodger? Oh, the vet. So your animal, your dogs, your puppies got something? Oh, I hope they're good. I hope a stray cat. Oh, that's what a lodger is? That's what you call your strays? That's interesting. Aw. So you're just laying in bed, huh? Ah, Stewie. Stewie. So yeah, sorry about my hair, guys. It's been up in a bun all day. I just put it down just to get on camera. And it's not great, but it's not good, right? So let me fix it. Let me fix my hair. Um, so I've just been kind of like I've been off and on the internet all day because it's just been hit and miss, and stuff like I wanted to go live earlier, darn Wi-Fi. So it's just it was cutting off. Like I was doing laundry at 3 o'clock this morning, and because nobody's in there, it's cool, it's dark, it's nice, but there's a lot of lights around here, as you guys seen in the past. But I think I was finally done at about just a little after 4, washing a load and drying a load. That's all I had. Those are the only clothes that I really like to own and wear, is just a load of clothes, right? So I don't like being stuck with 3 and 4 and 5 loads of laundry. I don't have that many clothes on purpose. because it's ridiculous. Um, I like have 7 pairs of shorts. I have more t-shirts than shorts, but still, once I'm down to my like 6th pair of short, I have to do laundry, and then I'll just take off the pair that I got on, and then put on the emergency backup shorts, which is what I'm wearing right now, so I could start my fresh 7-day shorts for Monday, right? I don't do that all the time. I chose to do it this time like that, but that kind of puts me on track by Saturday, Sunday. Saturday I know that laundry days come in close, so sometimes I fall in on track like that, and sometimes I fall off the track. But this time, I think I'm going to fall right on the track. So I got my hazelnut coffee here with some Bailey's, and I did put some whipped cream in there, but it melted all into the coffee, my whipped creams. And I've been kind of enjoying a channel lately. Gosh darn it, I already forgot the name of it. Um, something media. Anyways, it's about these two guys that come in. They come in through the door, and then they just so they have camera equipment, right? And they're trying to teach the public about our First Amendment, I believe, First Amendment rights. And they stand out in front of businesses. They travel. They work 7 days a week. The father is retired, and his son works with him. And at first, in the earlier videos, they used to wear like a mask, or he puts a beard on with hair, and he puts glasses on, and they grab their camera equipment, which is a 360, both their cell phones plus a GoPro on their chest, and they go through the public, and they stand in front of businesses, and they're trying to see peacefully. They're not the ones that are rowdy. I know there's some out there that they're pranksters. There's a guy who is a prankster. He's a younger guy. I actually ran across his channel. I can't remember. But anyways, he does pranks in public. And I watched a few of his videos, just and he's kind of funny, but um, it's not really the stuff that I'm really into. But I don't know. His channel popped up while I was watching this other channel. Anyways, this father and son go out in public, and so their duty, or his inspiration, is to get people educated on the First Amendment and the right to press. So that means you can be out in public. If you're in public and someone's filming you, you really have no right to approach them in a aggressive manner and say, "Stop filming me," because when you're in public and you're complaining about being filmed, you have to take into account that you have a million other cameras on you, and since you walked out of your house, you're pretty much being filmed. And something that I didn't know is that the Teslas constantly record 360 all the way around their vehicles, and a lot of the newer vehicles too. I know that there's I think the Mercedes does that, but anyways, the whole point of this is that nobody is bothered by driving into town, driving on the freeway with cameras all over the place, until there's an actual body attached to the camera pointing it at you. And that's when someone gets offended. So their goal is to educate the public on, first of all, practicing our rights, keeping them alive, and it's been really interesting and very, very entertaining, actually. And there is just some people freak out. They've been approached. They've been some people grab the camera out of their hands. They'll like want to physically. They get accosted so many times. But it's the percentage of the nice people are greater than the people who are malicious. So it's been a real educational experience for me, because I think this is something that everybody should know. When you're out in public and you see someone filming, you actually, if you don't want them knowing your business, then don't ask them what they're doing. Right? That's our right as American citizens. So they're just that's their education. And if someone approaches them and says, "Why are you filming me?" and if they're walking into a grocery market or a doctor's office, the father and son, they naturally respond with, "Why are you going into the doctor's office?" And then, the person's response will be like, "Well, that's none of your business." Or most of the time they tell them, I have a, appointment, or I'm getting, I'm gonna get, whatever, my vitamins or whatever. They came to see their doctor for whatever. And then when they asked the father and son, well, what they're doing, they said, "Well, we don't really have to tell you." And they're like, "Well, why? And you're filming me." And he goes, "Well, you're in public." So it's just very interesting to see how they handle situations like that. And the people who actually accost them and put their hands on this father and son, they get taken away in handcuffs. And that when they believe wholeheartedly that they're in the right. And yeah, I can see your comments, Stuart. I'm tucking. Susie is 2 light years behind in chat. Okay, what did you say, Stuart? I was trying to so I'm easily distracted, so if I lose my concentration while saying something, um I'll forget what I'm saying. So that's just who I am. But so it was a stray cat. I got that part. You found a stray cat. It's lodging for the night, even though it's going away in 4 hours. You're screaming coffee. So it's 8:26 p.m. where I'm at. That's correct. It's 8:32 now. Susie is going to get loose. The coffee has alcohol in it. Yeah, you know me, Stewie. I always put the liquor in the coffee. That's my creamer. Everybody knows that. But I don't do 20 of them. I'll probably do 2 or 3, depending on how long I'm live. Usually 2. So now we're all caught up, Stewie. Let's see. We're all caught up. We're all caught up. And I hope you sleep well when you do go to bed or decide to sleep. Or I don't know if you're sleep texting. Are you sleep texting? So, my hair is out of control. Um, so yeah, I've been watching that, and so he's been describing it as the 5 pillars of the First Amendment. I knew it all before I started the live, and then it just escaped my mind. It escaped me, but that's what I've been watching, and I think it's interesting. And he actually is retired. His son is retired, and this is their full-time job. They go out into public with their cameras, and they just film. All they do is film, but they do they shoot. Their videos are like an hour, sometimes 2 hours long. But it's the public's reaction to them filming in public. And most of the time, the people are so cordial and nice, and some of them are curious, but some people just really approach them in a way that's aggressive, and they get so butthurt that they think that their privacy is being taken from them. But the one thing that they need to understand is, which I was real shocked. I was trying to wrap my head around what they were doing until I realized, wow, this is something that can actually break a person. It's a trigger, and I've watched people go from very aggressive to understanding exactly what these two are doing, and then turn completely around and thank them for protecting our rights. So, and it does seem kind of weird because they're saying, "Well, why are you wearing a mask? Why are you wearing glasses? Hi, Irene. How are you? Welcome in." They wear glasses, right? And we're like either a bandana over their head. The father sometimes, I believe that their most recent videos, up to date currently, they stopped wearing the facial stuff, the covering. So it was like a mask, or he would put on a beard. and glasses, so he couldn't be identified, right? But that was the whole point, because the people were like, "Well, take off your mask." And he goes, he would tell him, "Well, she just walked by with the mask. Why don't you ask her to take hers off?" And they kind of like, they think about it, but they're so angry that these two are in public covering their face. And he goes, "I'm just practicing my right to my privacy by wearing this. Uh, I'm practicing my right to privacy. This is why I cover my face. That's the only way you have privacy in public, to cover your face, pretty much your face, your eyes." So some of the people are just like, they're really dumbfounded. They just don't get it. They still continue to be aggressive because they just don't get it. And then he says, he'll tell them, "Well, you can practice your rights to privacy. You are in public, and you can cover your face like I do mine." And they just like look at him like, because they take him covering his identity as an insult and as hiding something from them, like from them personally, right? And that's just him practicing his rights to his privacy, because there's cameras everywhere. It's not like, I understand it from the point of view of people who don't have a clue, but actually, if you do have a clue about First Amendment rights, then you'll understand that there's a right to free press. So when that means that you can be out in public filming whatever you want. And if you want to hide your identity, if you want your privacy in public, that's what you have to do. So that's the whole background story behind covering your face with whatever. It could be some ridiculous mustache or a beard or whatever kind of disguise you can wear that'll protect your privacy, pretty much. So I that's what I've been watching, and I think it's interesting. Stuart says, "Hello, Irene." So yeah, I've been watching that, and it's called Impact Media. So it's spelled IIMPCT Media. And if you want to check that out and kind of learn about, if you're American and you're watching, or if maybe you're not, maybe you're from another country and you want to kind of know what's going on over here, and you can watch that also. And the guy is a sweetheart. Him and his son are just the two most wonderful people that I've been watching for a little while now, and just a little educational stuff. And I think it's important that someone out there is doing this. And I know that there's more than him, but I don't have time to go watch 20 others that are doing it. I just stumbled upon his channel and several others, and his was the one that was most impactful to me. And I just wanted to share it, and I think that it's great because he says basically these rights that we have, we're the organic we are the organic example of keeping it alive, and as long as we keep talking about it, it spreads more awareness, and more people will be educated on what our rights are, and to keep exercising them. So I'm not saying I'm going to go out and get a camera and go in public and try this myself, but it's pretty ballsy actually, because he gets accosted quite a bit. It's a little nerve-wracking to see how he handles it, but he's actually trained in karate, some type of karate, and he trained his son, so they do know self-defense. So you can't just go out there in public with a little bit of knowledge and not have self-defense. He's got all his he's got all his ducks in a row. He's got his self-defense down. He's got the Constitution down. Basically, he knows the laws. And he's not one of those ones that challenges the police. The police know. He travels statewide, actually, and they all work with him. He'll go into a post office. He'll go into like a city hall. And he'll just, he'll film him and his son, but they usually like stand at the door. Sometimes they're inside the post office, or they're out at the parking lot at the end of the entrance of the building, wherever they go. They don't block anybody. They don't stop anybody. They're standing there minding their own business, and people approach them. because of the cameras and because, well, they used to wear masks and glasses. So people really freak out. They get triggered by people out filming, right? And if you approach them like a human being and ask them, like what's the reason that they're filming? If you're nice about it, they will go on to tell you about what they're doing. It's pretty much like it's kind of like an experiment, public experiment to see how people react. Plus, they do other stuff. They do journalism with other topics that are going on in cities and stuff. So that's not the only thing they do. But if you're nice and you approach them and ask them genuinely, what your curiosity is, uh, get with what they will explain it to you. And the last video I watched, they actually have this die. It's a dice. It's more like a hexagon, and it's got numbers on all the sides, and it's 1 through 20. So I think if a hexagon has 20 sides, that's what it is. But it's this plush dice, and or it's it looks like it rolls. You roll it like a dice, and if you land on your number, they give you $100. So that's kind of nice. It's basically a really awesome educational experience with these two, and they're just the nicest people ever. So that's what I've been watching, and I think that that's something cool to learn about. So, and this is probably going to be something that's a new thing, because I don't know how long it's been going on, but more and more people are deciding to do it because it actually brings a lot of views to the channel and their channel, and it's something successful as far as their channel goes, and it's a positive message, and it's educational. So I think that's a great awareness to spread, and it's a good being part of the community, and it's not just his own, it's everywhere. So he's traveling. This is his full-time job now. So I think it's cool. There was one guy that they ran into at the post office, and oh my God, he started spilling the beans on everything, all the history. I mean, he knew names. It was just really cool. And I honestly, if I needed to go to the bathroom while watching this, I paused it and I came right back to it and pressed play, because I didn't want to miss a word. That one of just some random person off the street walking into the post office, and he approached him and said, "I like what you're doing. I agree with you." And went into the post office, did his thing, came back out, and he must have spent 40 minutes with them, explaining to them how he's involved in educating the public with our rights. And then he just went in depth about, I believe he said since like the 50s or the 30s, how everything has been structured in our society, and how it happened. That's from his research, right? And he's very involved in pointing out corruption in higher places, people that are in places of power. So he just laid it all out, plain and simple. And I was like, whoa. He even suggested a book to read. It's all right there. And so I thought that was interesting. That's like, I don't know what, to me, that was like 3-4 years of research that he just laid out in 40 minutes. So this is awesome. But I mean, it's your duty to go research this stuff yourself. Don't just take it as firsthand information. You have to go research this stuff and cross-reference, and you have to find this on your own to just make sure it's all correct, because you don't just want to believe what everybody says, right? So, but I thought it was very interesting, the way he explained it. I had run into some of the information he said, but not all of it. There was a lot of new information. And he gives names and everything, so you can go research yourself if you're interested in who is behind the corruption, behind everything. So I thought it was interesting, and how to put a stop to it, how to get the ball rolling. How to start getting it to to become something that's no longer going to be happening. So this is good. I think the more awareness that's being spread on social media, I think it's going to really benefit our future and our children's future, grandchildren. I think it's very good. So hopefully everybody's had a great weekend. We had a band here yesterday, and they were playing like country music, and I was just like laying in my chair like this. I was just like, uh, it was country, right? So not big. I'm not big on country, but it was an entertainment. It was an entertainment uh, thing that was happening. So what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, it was so it was a chance to go and sit and be entertained by some musicians, right? That's the deal. That was the deal yesterday, and I sat there for three hours watching this. And by the time I was done, I felt like I was completely exhausted. I don't know why. It was just like the music was slow, and it just like I just wanted to sleep. Um, so, but but it got me outside, and I stared at the sky most of the time, and the sunset was beautiful, and that's what I took from that. That's what I took from that experience. It was a beautiful sunset, and there was like 5,763 leaves on the cottonwood tree. I'm just kidding. Stewie, you didn't fall asleep? That was a neat walk that you did when I was up. Was it this morning? God, Stuart went for a walk, and it was actually really nice. It's so beautiful over in Scotland where Stuart's at, and I don't know how he got over that fence. Did you open the fence, or did you actually climb over that fence? Because once he did that, there was two wild horses. Well, they looked wild. They may have not been wild. I think he called them wild, and we called them unicorns. And then uh, was that day, was that day before yesterday, Stuart? I don't have a watch anymore, so I couldn't do it with me. And there's not a watch. Uh, and if I don't look, I just don't know what the hell day it is. I know you're so, but anyways, like it was after that I had went to. Oh, that was yesterday. That was yesterday. Then I went before. Okay, so this was all within a day. This is all the same day. So before I went to the live band, I went to the boba place and ran into some unicorn keys. So yeah, okay. So my timeline is. It seemed like it was further stretched apart, but I actually did a lot in one day, so that's why it didn't seem like it was all in the same day. So that's what I've been watching lately, and I just thought it's very interesting, and I love people watching, so this is a perfect channel to people watch, and actually to see their reactions, because you could watch people all day long, and everybody just kind of moseys along, getting about their day, going about their day, and but these two guys are like the elephant in the room. And some people choose to just walk right by them, and some people are appalled by them. Some people are very dumbfounded by them, and that's people watching right there. That's the best kind of people watching, because you can learn from example from a good person how to handle being accosted, or someone irate or triggered, and that's a great learning experience. That's how kids learn from their parents. They're do the same thing with people watching. Plus, it's kind of like therapy. It's like management, and you watch someone handle being accosted really well, and they handle it like those people. You need to. Those people are setting a great example. They're just, it's just awesome. So yeah, people watching is a good learning experience, especially good people. Pick a really good person to watch, not like junk. You know, you don't want to reproduce more junk. You want to reproduce quality, genuine um, people. So, anyways, that's what I've been doing lately. And let me change the song here. There's the coffee one. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so that's called I just said a little bit ago. It's spelled really weird. Impact Media. That's really good. There's another one. There's a guy public auditing. He does more. He he does. Well, he kind of does the same thing. He goes out to public and filming around which I kind of see on the side of the employees working there. A guy, but he doesn't mask up. He's just wearing a hat. He's wearing normal clothes, but he has a big old camera on a tripod. And he's pointing it, and he's just like he does it to see who gets offended because they think that their rights are being infringed on, their privacy, right? So, and he's educating them also, but in the bank, I know, and he even did like I think he did, it was like a jail. I don't think it was a penitentiary, but he was outside of one of them too. And everybody was getting all butt hurt coming out, and they're like, "What are you doing? Planning on breaking out or breaking in or staging a breakout?" Is how they said it, but it's just, and a lot of the police officers that crossed his path that were called, and even like the corrections officers coming out of the building, they were irate. And they didn't understand that was public property, and anybody could be out there with the camera. And so right away they wanted to put him in cuffs, slap cuffs on him, and then take him to jail. And so he's like, "You guys don't even know your own laws." So it was really interesting because I really love law enforcement, and I have nothing against law enforcement, but it's kind of scary that some of the people in law enforcement don't know the laws, right? So a few videos that I watched, there was a lot of ego in police officers, and you can't be a police officer and have thin skin. You can't be offended or get butt hurt as a police officer, and some of these guys were very offended, and they were that get in the way of them doing their job correctly. So I think that's what he points out some of the time. He doesn't try to get a rise out of them. He's just educating them on what they swore an oath to. So that was interesting. So I watched a little bit of that because it kind of shows you what the laws are, and it kind of helps a whole lot, actually. Your law, it doesn't mean I'm going to go challenge the law and go do that, but it is nice that's just information. It's nice to know. So I thought that was a good quality time that I spent watching that. So I just want to share that. And if you just watch, if you want to find a channel like that and you're interested in watching it, just go I don't know if it's word auditing is in there, so I have to look it up. I think you could find a bunch of channels where they do auditing. It's called auditing. It's really interesting. So, and plus, there's more people, so it's more people watching. I love people watching. I used to do it a lot. I used to sit in a wine bar and watch people and actually pick up a new vocabulary from them because it's like reading a book in real life, though. The book is right before your eyes. The story's unfolding, and you've got a bunch of stories unfolding right in front of you. You're being stimulated visually and then audioly. Is that even a word? Stimulated in an audio fashion. That's a better way to say it. But you're hearing the story, you're seeing it's living right in front of you. That's like better than a book in your hand or audio book in your ears. So, yeah, I did spend a lot of time. A friend of mine worked at a wine bar, and I didn't really drink wine a lot. I just liked to sit in there because she would pull out a charcuterie and she'd call me in and say like, "Oh, we got like 3 new wines or 6 new wines. I need you to come in and taste test for me." I'm like, all right, I'll do that. That's all right. And this isn't like a 15-minute thing. This can last 2 hours, 3 hours. We sit, you chat, you listen to people talk, and my reaction to the wine while customers were around would like pique their interest. Like, oh, she's listened to her reaction to that wine. Oh, what kind of what's that? Oh, it's not on the shelf yet. Well, when is it coming in? I was like the guinea pig of their market strategy. plus, I was always happy, so I'm still always happy. To piss me off. But I still that was fun, and so I kind of got my fix of people watching while they got what they needed out of it, and it was good. I got to taste wine, have a charcuterie, and the chef would come out and be like, "I just made this new kind of like bruschetta with whatever, if it was brie cheese, toasted bruschetta with brie, or like a fancy garlic butter or whatever he would come up with." I was the guinea pig to try it, so I had no complaints about that whatsoever. And it was always delicious and gourmet and just wonderful. So I did not complain about that, not one bit. But yeah, so if you're interested, go check out that channel. It's called Action. God, I keep forgetting. It's something media. I've said it a couple times already. You guys, just go rewind. It'll come. I can see the words in my mind, but I just can't. I can't pronounce it yet. I know it's something media. But yeah, it's very educational, and this is the kind of stuff I'd rather be watching than the violent stuff. Just because I get worked up with the violent stuff, and I don't want to be getting worked up about it and arguing at my computer and yelling at it, pointing at it, trying to punch it. You know what I mean? Grabbing my computer and just like, ah! So I got this. I got these books. I think I showed them to you guys. So this, I don't know how many actually endings this book has. It's called Project UFO. And I think this is the one that I decided to read first. And I told you guys I wouldn't read it without you. But oh my God, there's a list in the beginning that tells you 28 books. Oh, Oh wait. Okay, so there's 28 books. I don't even know which ones I've read. It's been so long ago. But they have it at the library when I was looking at these books. They had a Dracula one, and I almost grabbed that one too. But I didn't want to grab so many books at once because it's just on the street. That I just grabbed two of them. So they had a Dracula one, and I guarantee you, if it's there on the shelf, I will go grab that one. And any of these books, if I want to read them, all I have to do is put in a request for the book, and if anybody nearby has it, it'll be shipped to the library here, and I'll be able to check it out. Or even if it's available in an audiobook, they have an online library that you can sign into, of course, with your library card, and you can check that book out, and it's in the form of an audiobook. You can do that. So either way, whatever route I take, there's options to get the book. So again, this has 28 books that are all choose your own adventure by different, mainly the same author. So they got a bunch of them. You guys probably don't really care about this kind of book, but this book to me is something that I actually remembered at that age. That actually was very entertaining to me and was fun to read. And the words are so big too. I almost don't need my glasses to read this. But so this one is called Project UFO. And this is how it starts out. I don't know if you guys want to see the book, but so here's the first page. It says, "Beware and warning." It's all in big bold letters. You guys probably can't even see it, but here, let me make it bigger. It says, "Beware and warning." And then the way that it's printed, it's kind of like, if you hold the book like this, if you're watching Star Wars, in the beginning, how the words, they kind of like go like this, and it goes small to like really big. That's how it's printed. It's printed like the beginning credits. God, my hair looks so bad. Sorry, guys. This looks so bad. That's how it looks in the on the first page. So it says, This book is different from other books. You and you alone. If you don't know what a choose your own adventure book, pay attention. So it says, "You and you alone," and that's in big bold letters, "are in charge of what happens in this story. There are dangers, choices, adventures, and consequences. You must use all of your numerous talents and much of your enormous intelligence. The wrong decision could end in disaster, even death." So it's all dramatic. You're like, oh, yeah. So this is why I was so nervous with picking, deciding to read this book. But I'm just gonna learn. You can actually hear it low in the background. Let's see. Doesn't seem like it's making a difference. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there's like a delay. Okay, so it says the wrong decision could end in disaster, even death. But don't despair. At any time, you can go back and make another choice, alter the path of your story, and change its result. That's the whole point of Choose Your Own Adventure. So it starts out, "You spend your life communicating telepathically with a trusted friend named Frito. You know very little about Frito's life, but you sense that your conversations are becoming increasingly important. Not only for Frito's planet, but for the Earth as well. Frito is sending you messages about the galaxy Calax 3. You've never heard of it, but when you try to get more information, Frito won't answer. Now, different groups of Earth scientists have started asking you some suspicious questions. How can you help Frito and the Earth survive? And then it has a photo here of, I believe this is a scientist, this guy. It has pictures. That's kind of cool. So there's a, you can see his head. The doctor. The doctor thing. Stupid internet. Okay. So hopefully you guys got to see that. There we go. Hopefully I don't lose internet. If I lose internet, then we'll just call the line. Anyways, so that was the picture of the doctor. It says, "Are you there? This is Frito. I'm in trouble. I need your." The communication goes dead. You try your best to clear your mind and let Frito tune in again. Finally, you hear his voice loud and clear. I fear Calyx the Third. Beware. Then silence again. Ever since you were 5 years old, you have been talking to Frito and his companions. At first, you would be woken up during your afternoon nap by high-pitched whining sounds, like the buzz of mosquitoes. They would occur almost every day, so you begin to really pay attention to them. After a while, you could hear distinct voices. Soon the voices spoke your language, or maybe you spoke theirs. It didn't really matter. You could understand each other. When you first told your parents about the sounds, they didn't believe you. And when you told them about the voices, they brought you to the old Dr. Muleskin, who asked you some silly questions and prescribed lots of fruit juice and no TV for a month. This taught you a quick lesson. Be patient with adults. They think they know everything, but they really don't. Several years ago, you asked Frito, when are you guys coming down for a visit? Actually, we are visiting right now. Can't see us, but we're working on it. Wow, no wonder. There have been so many sightings lately. Hey, how come you guys show up in flying saucers? My dear friend, those aren't saucers as you call them. They may be from Calyx, a planet of warriors and thieves who sent attack teams to planets throughout the galaxy. They've been working on new ways to attack. Beware. Since then, you and Frito have become very close friends. He's always been there to help you with your problems. Now Frito needs help, and you'd like to be there for him, but there's no way you can get in touch with him. You stare at the walls of your bedroom, which are covered with star charts. You feel helpless. It's no wonder you've become a big science buff, particularly intelligent communication from outer space. Governments around the world have a huge dish antenna focused on the heavens to pick up any signals. There's one in New Mexico called the Very Large Array. Every now and then, some group claims to have found a message but can't decipher it. Some scientists believe it's all just background noise in the universe caused by stars, supernovas, comets, and black holes. Others say it's just a coincidence and there are no messages at all. But of course, you know better. 2 years ago, you decided to join a small group of amateur astronomers working out of a small observatory. With the help of Frito, you've been able to offer your team some valuable tips. You would like to tell them about Frito and Calyx. It would be such a scientific breakthrough, but you know you have to be cautious. So right here, it goes into, so there's actually another picture that I'll show you. This is the satellite that he's talking about, the big satellite that him and his scientist friends are using on their, at their with their research. So after this page, this is where I see. I haven't read one of these in so long. It goes to an end. Now, I don't know why it does that. because so I read the first page and I forgot exactly how this works. But so you're with your group of scientist friends, right? And you're talking to Frito. He says something's wrong. The Earth is in danger. And then the next page is page 4. And if you read it, it says, "Adios," you shout and begin to make tracks for the door. There's no sense in getting. So I don't know if I'm supposed to skip that page because that's an actual ending. So I think if you keep going, I don't know when it comes to. Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna kind of ignore that page. Then keep going forward. So this is to page 5, and this book is kind of falling apart already. It says, recently your astronomy team has gained quite a reputation in scientific circles. Frito had given you some information about deep space radiation levels and the nature of black holes. You compiled the information into a report for your astronomy group. They were so impressed they submitted it to the National Science Times. Since then, the phone has been ringing off the hook with bigwigs from Washington, D.C., Palo Alto, England, Russia, and China. Suddenly, you've become a minor big deal. Okay, so it continues. During your lunch hour at school one day, you were by 3 people, 2 women and a man, who claimed to be government agents from the Center of Galactic Research. And we want you to join our research efforts at our Boulder, Colorado facility. One of them announces, "We are probing what we believe are messages from outer space. We need young people with open, inquiring minds. It will be a lot of desk work in front of the computer, but you could make an important contribution to our world. We believe we are onto something big." "I'll think it over," you reply. You don't know why you hesitate. Their credentials look real, but some inner feeling makes you a little suspicious of the whole thing. You wonder what the government is really interested in. However, this could be a way to get in touch with Frito. Their equipment could be of great help. That night, you get a telephone call from another group of a non-governmental agency called LifeCom for Intelligent Life Studies, dedicated to flying saucer research. This group is supported by wealthy individuals from around the world who reject government involvement in scientific research. They realize the government is well established and committed to its efforts, but they think it also keeps important information from the public. You decide to think about the offers from both groups overnight. You know the group of the astronomers you've been working with doesn't have the facilities you need to help Frito. Maybe the government does know more than they're letting on and could lead you straight to your alien friend. Working for the government is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but then again, you're not sure that they can be trusted. The group, with their focus on UFO research, might lead you to Pax Craft, where Frito might be. You wonder what your friend Frito would recommend. Either way, if Frito is really in danger, you've got to do something. Now, this is the part where I'm telling you that it gives you the option here. This is a choose your own adventure book. So right up here on this top section here, it gives you 2 choices, and then I believe it guides you to the page. So right here, it says if you choose this choice to go to page 10, and if you choose this choice to go to page 15. So I'll read the choices. So it says, if you decide to join the government group, the Center for Galactic Research, and study deep space messages, turn to page 10. If you decide to go with the nature private group, LifeCom, for intelligent life studies and work on flying saucer research, turn to page 15. So what page do you guys think that this would be? Which way would you go? Would you guys go at the government route, or would you go for LifeCom? So It says the Center for Galactic Research and Study Deep Space Messages. That's with the government group, but what the other group is Life Studies, and it's called LifeCom, and it's a private group, and they're working on flying saucer research. So, which one would you guys pick? You guys have a preference? Should we pick the government, or should we pick the private group? So what do you guys think? I'll let you guys put it in chat, and then we'll go to that page. And we're not finished this because I'm going to replace and pull after a bit. But I wanted to some of this book. I wanted to start it. It's not very big. This book only has, like 121 pages, but it's not. The story could be over in pages. It depends which adventure we take, right? That's the joy of this book. It doesn't have to read the whole book because we won't get through the different options that are in here. And is all options. So if you have an option that you would like me to choose, let me know right now in the comments. Do you want me to go with, should we go with the government research facility and go that route, or should we go with the private group and do flying saucer research? Because he really wants to get a hold of his buddy, right? His what's his buddy's name? His buddy from Calyx, Frito. God, sounds like Frito-Lay's, Frito boat, but it's spelled F-R-E-E-D-O, Frito. So, anybody have a suggestion? If not, I'm going to pick one. So, we'll go ahead and nobody's making a suggestion. Nobody cares. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the private group, because the private group seems like so if you go to there, it's possible that it might be real. In my mind, it's kind of common sense. It's a key word. So it says up the page says that the private group for research might lead you to the Calyx craft, because Frito studies are here on Earth, right? So the Center to study deep space messages. So you could probably, if you go with that, you could probably be able to go with the government. But if you go with the private group, you can be fine. That's how I see it. I would break that. And I honestly think the group might be the best route. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go to the private group. We can always go back too. So let's just stop wasting time. Let's go to page 15. It says your decision to join the LifeCom for Intelligent Life Studies is greeted with great pleasure by the group's executive body. Sangram Singdop, Helad Fergio, Melton Dunkways, and Marlene Fitz. In a massive dining room at the mansion of Marlene Fitz, you are introduced to many notable space physicists, biologists, and theoretical mathematicians. Welcome to our group, Fitz says, holding up a glass of wheatgrass juice. We are dedicated to making room on our planet for all beings, regardless of their planet of origin. We live in your company, and we in yours. Suddenly there's a string of chairs. All present hurl their empty glass into a roaring fire in the huge fireplace. This is very odd to you, but when Marlene Fitz commands, now you obey and throw your glass into the blaze. You spend the night in a room bigger than your whole house. You guys want to see this picture? I'll show you the dinner table picture. All right. So this is them. And they're all at the dinner table. And the next page is you spend your night in a room bigger than your whole house. A butler named Winder serves you breakfast in bed. You are very careful not to spill the maple syrup onto the blankets. Madame has arranged a helicopter for you this morning. The butler. Winder announces in a British accent. Oh, I don't know a British accent. Darn. Fine. Tell the pilot to stand by for this passenger, you reply, playing along. As you wish, Winder says, and struts off. Later that morning, you are taken into the helicopter to a small field where a private jet awaits you. Hours later, you land below a remote mountain laboratory up in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains, outside of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Everyone you have come into contact with this morning wears an olive green uniform. There are no insignia on the uniforms, but the people, pilots, mechanics, and ground crew all behave like well-trained soldiers. You are now being driven up the mountain in a 4x4 vehicle. No one talks. You feel uncomfortable. And I'll show you this picture. I love the pictures. New Mexico, huh? Sangre. Did it say Sangre de Cristo? Is that the blood of Jesus? Yeah, it sure is. Sangre de Cristo Mountains outside of Santa Fe. I wonder if that place is real. Okay. So anyways, so you're just flew in from a helicopter. You're in the facility. You've met some people. Now you're on your way up this mountain in a 4x4 vehicle. Finally, you reach a well-hidden concrete building of modern design, snugged up to the outcropping rock. It blends in so well with its surroundings that you barely notice it. Silently, you are passed on to 3 other uniformed agents and taken to a massive observatory or control room. A handful of people in civilian clothes are huddled around a large oval-shaped table. Computers and banks of electronic gear crowd the surrounding walls. Uniformed technicians operate these machines. An air of expectancy and tension permeates the entire room. Looking up towards the ceiling, you see a grid of the world. Coordinates and major grid lines are marked in glowing red. At several spots are blinking yellow lights. There, see it? Comes a stern and excited voice. I knew it would be back. You don't wonder for long what they are talking about, as an overhead holographic projector creates the image of a longish cylinder with a large round plate attached to its midsection. The cylinder is punctuated by portholes and glows with an intense silver light. This is a UFO. You wonder where on earth it has been spotted and photographed. Here's the picture. So they're like watching a hologram, and they spotted a UFO, and it like bleeped up on their map, right? So like there it is. Come here, recruit, says the same stern, excited voice. You are in for a special treat today. See that saucer up there? He asks, pointing to the hologram. Yes, sir, you reply. This certainly isn't what you expected. The whole organization seems like some paramilitary organization. You wonder what you have gotten yourself into. Good. We'll arrange for the old Bernie, that's what we call the old timer, to pick you up. How does that sound? Or there are other ways to get initiated. What's up with this initiation, you ask, completely annoyed now. Oh, nobody told you about it? Well, aren't you in for the nice surprise? Why not try Bernie? it's that, or I'll come up with a choice. The voice chuckles. Okay, now here's an opportunity um, to choose another adventure. So it says at the bottom of this page, if you decide to go with Bernie, go on to the next page. Bernie's going to go show him, initiate him, right? If you give Bernie a pass and decide to wait for another initiation option, turn to page 45. You see how this works? It's crazy. Hey Griff, how you doing? Good to see you. So that's the choose your own adventure book. That's the beauty of this kind of book. So right at the bottom it says if you go with Bernie to complete the initiation, just go over to the next page. It says to over here. But if not, and if you decide to pass up the opportunity and try to pick a different opportunity to be initiated, you have to go all the way to page 45. So what should we go with Bernie? Should we go with Bernie, or should we wait? This is like so the initiation. Let me see. They call him the old timer, to pick you up, and then the old timer. So he doesn't know who Bernie is, and he has no clue, and we don't know unless we decide to go with Bernie. So we've already been given the opportunity to. We've already gone two different routes, and there's two routes that we didn't take, right? There'll be two routes that we haven't taken yet. So I don't know. Should we go with Bernie or should we not? Hey, Rashad. I'm reading a story. So sorry about my hair, guys. It's been up all day. But so what should we do? Should we go with Bernie? Or should we go, should we wait? If you give Bernie a pass and decide to wait for another initiation option, turn to page 45. Like, why wait, right? They're offering an opportunity to be initiated into this group. I mean, should we be fearless and go with Bernie, or should we be more precautious? It'd be like, could this the initiation obviously is not gonna end the story because it would have. I don't think it will. I mean, they need the kid there, right? I mean, they chose the kid. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys have any say so? Do you wanna chime in on what you think? Does anybody care? Are you paying attention? So okay, so you want me to choose? We're gonna go with Bernie then. So it says, I guess I'll try Bernie. You reply, and there's a round of applause and a low level of laughter. Good for you. We knew we'd pick the right one. Now go out to the launch pad, install yourself in the transporter pod, activate program NB3, and sit back. Have a nice trip. Oh God, where's this gonna go? What are we doing? We're going into a pod? We're going to a launch pad. Install yourself in a transporter pod. Activate program. Okay, there's the keyword right there. Program in B3. And sit back. Have a nice trip. It is windy out and on the launch pad, but you approach the egg-shaped transporter. Examine it briefly. Open the hatch and climb inside. Instructions above the hatch tell you to fasten the 6 holding bolts. Turn the locking wheel to the right and initiate the pre-programmed launch code. You hesitate and then just do it. You try to relax as you wait to see what happens. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, it's next page. I'm out of here, you say to yourself. You figure you'll wait until dark when everyone's asleep. Then you can sneak out and make for the bus station. What? Wait, what? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? So you gotta be real careful with this. Hopefully there's no pages missing. Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay, so I'm out of here, you say to yourself. You figure you'll wait until dark when everyone's asleep, then you can sneak out and make for the bus station. I think he's sounds like he's getting cold feet, huh? After this pod? He's I don't know if he's nervous or he's like thinking twice. Well, you have to remain polite and try not to let anyone know about your escape. So yeah, I guess you're getting cold feet. For the next hour, Holly, you know what? I think I've read this book already. Ah, I may have read this. Okay, anyways, Holly shows you around the building and finally to your office. Once you see the amazing view of the Rockies from floor to ceiling window, and high-tech computer and your very own telephone, you almost forget about your plans to leave. Imagining yourself as an important government agent, you can't help but chuckle. Holly gives you a long, penetrating look. Sometimes I feel the best time to search the universe is during the early morning hours. Earth is so quiet then, we can really concentrate. Don't you agree? She asks. Sure. Early morning, great time, you blurt out. Fine. We'll meet in my office at 3 a.m. Might as well start off right, she says in a quiet, commanding tone. You feel as if she probed your brain and knows everything about you, including your fears and your plan of escape, and claustrophobia of the worst kind hits you. A radical shift in timing is needed. You have to get out of here. Here's the picture. This is Holly. This is Holly. This is your new office. That's your view. She just introduced you to the your office and your view of the mountains. So let's see. This is kind of like this picture is familiar. I think I've read this a long time ago. Okay, so a radical shift in timing is needed. You have to get out of here. But first, you have to get to a phone to alert your parents and find out the bus schedule. You don't want to use your office phone in case it's bugged. Fortunately, you are able to find two payphones just outside the building. One is out of service and the other is being used by a fat man who jiggles when he talks. He just chatters away as if nobody was waiting. Annoyed, you wait for what seems like forever. Then it happens. The fat man turns and you suddenly realize he has no face. There's only a flat plastic disc where his face should be. You think you must be dreaming. There will be no more faces for you, now or ever, the faceless one says to you. I have come to take specimens from this forbidden planet. You look like a fine one. Let's go. With the flick of his wrist, you are engulfed in a cloud of greenish gas and taken away from the time and place you know so well. The voice is familiar. It is a calyx voice. Oh God, you guys got to see this picture. This is the flat-faced man, faceless man at the phone booth that he's describing, and the man that jiggles while he talks. That's the flat-faced man. So he just took the kid up in a cloud of green smoke, and they just disappeared. He's like, "You will be faceless too." So he snatches the kid, kidnaps the kid, and they're out of there. Okay, next page. He's all, "Let go of me!" You shout with all your force. But it does no good. You are already high above the earth. Your speed increases so that you seem to be excited. The orbit of the planets and zooming by stars faster than the speed of light. Where are we going? Who are you? You ask. The creature has changed form now. It resembles a glowing orb. Strangely, you experience no real fear, only a muted curiosity at what is happening to you. Suddenly, and without warning, the trip ends. Light turns to dark with a swooshing sound. You and the light blob descend into a vortex of light and movement. It feels as if you're going down a roller coaster in slow motion. A low rumble, half music, half noise, emanates from the center of the vortex. You like it, it's soothing, but you wish the creature would communicate somehow. And this is a picture with his hands kind of reaching out towards the blackness, just like that. These pictures are all black and white too, guys, so that's not the camera. Where are we, you demand? We are where we should be. Don't ask foolish questions. All will be revealed in time. The form becomes silent again, and then begins another transformation. It dims, reduces in size, and becomes almost opaque. A room appears. It seems like any other normal room, but as you examine it, you realize the room has no boundaries, no entrances, and no exits. It is as if the concept of dimension does not exist here. The familiarity intensifies for just a minute. Are you ready? Chimes a voice. Ready? Ready for what? You reply, surprised. You are frightened. Don't play games. You have tempted the fates, and you have lured us to pick you up. Are you ready? You scan your memory, trying to come up with some instance when you might have tempted the fates. Maybe you played too many video games, and now some creatures from the deepest tunnels has emerged to get you. No, that's foolish. No, that's foolish, you tell yourself. This is probably just a dream. Here's the picture for this one. So this is the room he's describing, I guess. It takes up the whole bottom of both pages. So it's basically like a room, how he described it. No beginning, no end, no boundaries. And so it's getting snatched up in, and they're taking off again. So he's actually describing this as a dream. In the blink of an eye, you and your transporter are hurled into the afternoon sky with a rocket-like force. You are so busy holding on, you do not notice at first that the instruments on the port wall are all off their scales. You are making tracks, but to where? Your transporter comes to a wrenching halt beneath an enormous brown pad. Gaping mechanical jaws are spread wide and welcome. A tractor beam pulls you inside. The great jaws close. Darkness envelops you. There's the picture for that. It's being sucked in to a tractor beam, through a tractor beam into a porthole or something. That's the picture. It's being sucked in. That's crazy. This book is crazy so far, guys. Hi, Glacier Shark. How you doing? I'm reading a book from the Choose Your Own Adventures called Project UFO. For what seems like an eternity, you wait and worry. You realize that all your dreams of making contact with UFOs are now being met. Or else this is just another wild dream. Maybe you'll wake up in your nice warm bed in your nice messy room. Fat chance. This is no dream, and you know it. All right, guys. That's page 32. We're gonna put the bookmark there, and I'm gonna go play some pool. And I will read some more maybe later if we're not up too late, or tomorrow. Probably later. I don't know. Try not to use too much of my energy tonight. But I'm gonna go play some pool. I already arranged a certain time, and I've gone a little bit over that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. So this kid decided to go with the private group. He's getting his initiation. He's being like, he's out in space now. Now he's going through some kind of tractor beam into like a porthole of somewhere. He doesn't quite really know where he's going yet. But he did plan to escape, and he decided to change his mind a little bit, because he's excited, and he's not scared, but he's more curious. So we'll see what happens. I definitely put a bookmark there where we left off, and we will read some more later. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. and I'll talk to you guys soon. You guys have a good night, and if I don't see you again, have a great week. Enjoy your coffee. I'm gonna go play some pool. All right, we'll see you later, guys.